Active speakers are a fairly attractive option when it comes to system building. Most quality DACs these days have preamp function. If you get a DAC and a pair of active speakers, you got yourself a system. As I have mentioned before in my other video, there are a few things you need to consider if you want to include an active speakers into your system. You have to understand there are fewer choices in active speakers, and you might have to look for professional studio monitors. While studio monitors have some advantages like monoblock formation, but some cheaper models use master-slave configuration, and not all studio monitors are suitable for music listening. In fact, some may sound dead boring. Also, higher grade studio monitors tend to omit RCA connection, meaning you have to have a DAC with balanced output, and most DACs with balanced output cost more serious money. Having active speaker also means your next upgrade path is either you're stuck with another active speakers again, or whole system might need bigger change like getting power amplification and a pair of non-active speakers plus speaker cables. And your long interconnects will be obsolete. I have reviewed number of active speakers previously. Some of them were lifestyle products like 2.1 format or PC speaker replacement. Then there were more serious active speakers from airports which could be applied as beginner's hi-fi system. I also reviewed head Type 07 professional studio monitor real studio people use. They all had their strengths in some ways. Lifestyle products had easy application, airport speakers offered great mixture of versatility and performance, and had Type 07 successfully demonstrated seriously neutral presentation. What I am about to review, however, is not like those active speakers I reviewed before. It is definitely neither a lifestyle product, nor offers versatility like Bluetooth connection. It's a studio monitor but in a different league with head Type 07. I will mainly talk about what I felt about this speaker. 8341 is the second largest model of 1 series, which is Genelec's premium lineup. This studio monitor from Finland is a serious player, and it costs about $6,000 for a pair in the States. And there is an optional kit which includes a microphone that costs a few $100s. And this speaker will require proper speaker stands too. You don't want to place this kind of quality gear on any other than stands, full stop, and that will cost another extra. The inclusion of 8341 is full aluminium. However, using aluminium alone doesn't justify the cost because most other cheaper Genelec two-way monitors also use full aluminium. I once heard some comment that Genelec somehow made this aluminium resonate like wood, and he was knocking the enclosure as a proof of his claim, just like this. I think he has no experience of well-made full alloy housing. Alloy with certain thickness does not have tinny sound when you knock them. Anyway, and this 8341 is a three-way speaker, believe it or not. The twin bass units are hidden underneath this bit here. And this unit here is coaxial, meaning the mid-range unit and the tweeter are sharing the same axis, like that of CAP's UniQ or Tannoy's dual concentric driver. These two speakers are identical, meaning you need two power cables. As you can see, the back panel of this speaker is pretty complex. There are a lot of adjustments. I have experienced a number of studio monitors, but none of them was this busy. There is a power button. Some studio monitors place their connectors downwards, like this. And this speaker only supports XLR, like other premium studio monitors. And there's a port, meaning it is a bass reflex system. So what is so special about this pair of active speakers costing more than 3 times of head Type 07? They both are studio monitors doing the same thing. What I can hear from this speaker set is true high-end sound. The best studio monitor I ever experienced so far was Solo 6B from Focao, and this speaker is way above that. 8341 presents music as if all musical information is separated to the finest particles and delivered in most precise and responsive manner. When the setting is right, speaker disappearance is almost perfect, and you can virtually sense that music is not coming out of speakers but somehow being projected in the mid-air. Soundstage is satisfyingly wide, thanks to monoblock formation. Now, all these attributes are typical stuff you can find from high-end audio. Expectedly, this Genelec speaker is highly neutral, and surprisingly, it was musically satisfying at the same time. I guess even studio monitors can be musically exciting without much extra effort if you pay extra. Solo 6B was pretty good, but not at this level, not by far. Then there is GLM, and GLM is like an icing on the cake. What it does is DSP or parametric EQ, whichever you want to put it. In order to use GLM, driver downloads and installation is required. Then this microphone can configure the room condition and optimize the sound. It works like SAM of DVL8 with less user friendliness, but with more adjustments, which I didn't utilize because I was more than happy with auto configuration. I was told it is better to put the speaker close to the wall if I want to use GLM, and I couldn't believe it. So I tried various positions, and he was right. Putting speakers close to the wall makes the best result. That is just fantastic. But here's a note. GLM may not be available if you use streamers instead of computers. My only Sony criticism about this speaker would be the performance in strings. I find them a little dry and cold, but that is just nitpicking because I have seen many high-end speakers doing just about the same, or even worse. Choosing this speaker requires serious consideration. Let's face it, they don't come cheap. I know choosing separates can cost more. It's also true that the end performance may not be as good as this. If you invest the same amount of money on separates and a pair of speakers. Plus, making this kind of perfection requires a lot of effort. It is very unlikely to get great results if you put other speakers close to the wall, unless with a standalone parametric equalizer, which will cost another fair amount of money. But spending more than $6,000 on active speakers still is a serious decision to make. If you're only after the outcome, yes, this might be your thing. But as I always emphasize, preference matters, especially in speakers. If you don't like the sound of it, then you might have to change everything, and this is a major shortcoming of choosing active speakers. If it's like under $1,000, well, that may not be that serious. Speakers like Apple's A100 can be used in other ways, and they don't cost the earth. Nonetheless, it is still tempting. You can get high-end sound almost instantly if you have quality DAC. You can probably adjust the sound via GLM closer to your preference, and you can even add optional 2-channel subwoofers. Now that is enticing. Well, like I always say, there is no absolute way, and I guess that will be it for Genelec's 8341. My next review will be on Audio Vector's QR5 Tallboy speakers, followed by Marant's PM10 integrated amp, and Focao's Canta 1 bookshelf speakers. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.